Hello guys, what's up and welcome to the new tutorial from the SketchUpArchStudio. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about how we can create some mesmerizing renders in interior job with ENSCAPE. Let's get to work. I'm gonna press F on my keyboard and switch to the interior number 4 camera shot. So I will close it in here, save frame is on, and now time for visualizing. First of all, I'm going to click on the visual setting in here and I'm going to reduce the field of view as I can to some type of decade number about 60-degree horizontal. So after doing this job, I can reduce it a little bit to the 61 and now it's much better. So I can play with the exposure and lighting, but I can go to the atmosphere and reduce the sun brightness as I can to some number near to the 0 or maybe 1%. It completely depends on you. I prefer to use 0%. So in the skybox, I want to use white cubes and density, variety, size amount, and contrails. All of them is 0. So I will come back to the atmosphere, turn off the fog option, and night sky brightness not really useful. So I'm gonna turn it off. Shadow sharpness turned off because we have some super smooth interior shadows. Artificial light brightness, I don't want to touch it. And wind is 0. So I'm gonna close the ENSCAPE visual setting, came back to my SketchUp environment, and I'm gonna click on the ENSCAPE material editor, window, model info, purge unused, and ENSCAPE material editor again. So we have 4 complete textures for this job. First of all, wood number 43, it's not really important, so I will minimize the SketchUp at the left side and ENSCAPE at the right side. So I'm gonna start my job with the wood number 43, these woods in here. I can reduce the roughness to create some type of reflective wood in here. Some number about 16% is really wonderful for this job. Or in some places like that, we have these type of problems. So you can increase it to the 28%. Or if you want to see these type of highlights much less than the other time, you can make your texture a little bit roughy. So 60% is good. Metallica is the 8%. And I'm going to click on the texture and rotate it to something about maybe 90 degree. Something like that. So in the tint color, I want to use some type of dark color for it. A little bit, something like white smoke. And increase the normal map as I can to some number about 166%. Roughness is good, Metallica is good, and specular is about 36%. So I will come back to the wood number 1 as my floor wood in here, and I need a little bit reflection. So I will decrease the roughness as I can to some number about lower than 20. For example, 15.6% is acceptable. And I can increase the normal map of it to the 136%. So I want to make my screen much warmer, but not with the sun. I want to do it with some other type of tricks for ENSCAPE. Plaster normal can be increased to the 156, and all other things is good for me. So I will go to the Bisco mode. Bisco is the texture behind these woods. I'm going to show it in the SketchUp environment. Bisco is here, like that, this texture. And I want to convert it to the light, but I don't know how. I'm going to click on the ENSCAPE material editor and change the type of it to the self-illuminate. Now we have some smooth light behind these panels. So I'm going to adjust the color of it a little bit warmer, something near to the orange. And I can adjust the RGB code and channel in here. Control C, copy the code of this color and paste it on the main color and press enter. So everything is good for me. I can increase the luminance of these hidden lights as I can. Very simple and easy. Some number about 23,000 candela is really good for my job, and you can see these type of warm lighting in the area, and it's really wonderful. So roughness is 0 for the lighting because I need more reflection of the light source, and I'm gonna close the Enscape. Camera number 4 selected for me. Now I'm going to maximize the Enscape in here. Click on the visual setting. Right now I can play with the exposure. So I'm going to re-expose it about 56%. Turn on the depth of field, turn on the autofocus. I want to focus on these toys for the kids or the apple on these table. It completely depends on you. I prefer to focus on the middle point to focus on all of them at the same time. 4 meter for the lens distance of the focusness is really good. And if you want to increase the depth of field, you can see more beautiful effects in your render. 11% is acceptable, or I can use 6% too. Everything is done. I can increase the outline a little bit, not too much, about 6%. I will go to the image bar, turn on the auto contrast, and increase the saturation a little bit, some number about 114%. And if you want some warm render, now you can decrease the color temperature to some number about 3500 Kelvin. Motion blur is not useful. I will reduce the bloom to the 4%, and lens flare is about 44%. Vignette can be increased a little bit to create some stunning, mesmerizing render. 54% is good, and chromatic aberration is 0. Atmosphere is not really important right now, but artificial light brightness related to the hidden lights. So I can increase it a little bit to the 106. Ambient brightness can be increased to the 58, and some brightness can increase to the 1%. So in the skybox everything is good. Output will convert to the ultra HD, and my rendering quality on the ultra mode. So time for the rendering, and I will click on the screenshot in here and save it on my desktop as the highlight render and press save. As you know that Enscape is one of the best rendering engines for SketchUp, very suitable for the low config systems, for the amateur 3D designers, and for the architecture students. If you have some age between 24 to 35, you can learn Enscape very simple and easy in my channel SketchUpArchStudio, and be prepared yourself for working in architecture office or architecture projects. So if you like this tutorial, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Share this content with your friends if you like this content. Thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and goodbye.